Hey folks, welcome to my channel all about drug addiction. My name is Doug and this is my channel. This video is going to be about how to quit smokeless tobacco, but before we get into that, I want to give you a little background into me and why you should continue to watch this video. I'm a 58-year-old guy. I'm in East Texas. I have a history of working as a med-surg nurse for 11 years, and I used the information that I learned and the experience that I got from nursing to help wean me off benzos and opioid addiction. Also had a previous addiction to smoking cigarettes, but my two fortes are opioid addiction and benzodiazepine addiction, both of which were 20-year habits that began in 1997 and they ended in the summer of 2016. If you want to learn how to get off opioids, subscribe to my channel and there's videos on that. If you want to learn how to get off benzos without suffering, both of these videos, they're about doing a taper and not suffering or paying the consequence of being addicted. Okay, this video is about how to quit smokeless tobacco, and I can tell you this right now, that this is the hardest challenge, the hardest taper, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm 6 weeks into but 6 weeks into not using Grizzly wintergreen white cut, which is smokeless tobacco. Smokeless tobacco is the most addictive thing that I've ever had in my life. It's more addictive to benzo than benzos, and my addiction to benzos was so bad that there were times that I bawled like a little baby because I could not get off the benzos. I couldn't withdraw. I mean, I'm just in the fetal position, sucking my thumb. I can't quit benzos. This is ruining my life. Opioids, not so much. It wasn't super mega easy, but I got out of both things unscathed. But, and let me say this. I started smoking cigarettes. First time I had a cigarette was probably 8 years old. I don't know, somewhere around like 1971, 72. And then off and on from 8 years old up until about the age of 35 or 36 when I went into nursing school, I smoked fairly regularly. Quitting cigarettes was not that big of a deal. Each time I quit, it was not of a problem. The only problem was, in order to stay off cigarettes, I had to stop partying for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks. You know, if I quit smoking, like party Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm resting up, Monday I'm resting up, I wouldn't smoke any more cigarettes. Be hawking up these brown loogies. And then if I could make it the next week without partying, I wouldn't smoke anymore. Make it the next week, I wouldn't smoke anymore. But every once in a while, I'd party down with my friends, and I'd end up smoking. But it got to a point where smoking was just, quitting it was easy. But dipping is a much tougher beast. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to quit, because we're 3 minutes into this video. I'm going to tell you how to quit, and then if you want to hang around for the incidental little things, that could be cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, here's how to quit. Here's how I quit. But before I tell you how I quit, I'm going to say this. Today is the 21st of May, 2021. I've been off Grizzly wintergreen white cut for about 6 weeks now. I've been on smokeless tobacco since 2010. Prior to that, I didn't have a habit of tobacco. My tobacco habit before that was I quit cigarettes in 95. So 95, 2015, 16 years, I was without tobacco. And somewhere around late junior high, early high school, I began dipping snuff, but that didn't last that long. But I began dipping again in 2010, and since then, it's just been a monster of a habit. $1,500 a year on smokeless tobacco. So I've tried to quit at least, I would say 30 times in the past 2 or 3 years. I have spent about $250 on boxes of these nicotine transdermal systems stop smoking A patches. This one's kind of cut up. You get them at Walmart. I'm sorry I don't have the box with me, but you can go to Walmart and you can get these boxes of 21 milligrams for about 25 bucks. You get like 7 or 14 patches, and if you put a 21 milligram on there and it's burning and it's too much, you're getting too much nicotine and it's raising your pulse and all that, which I doubt that's going to happen, because the thing with smokeless tobacco is that you've got it in your lip and it goes straight into your system. You get flooded with nicotine worse than you do cigarettes. The only way that you could get as much nicotine in your system with cigarettes as you do smokeless tobacco is if you light up a cigarette and you chain smoke, you hot boxed it. That's how you would get the equivalent of nicotine that's in a dip. So you can get them in 7, 14, and 21. I've tried the 7s. They don't work. Usually it takes 2 or 3 of those patches to give me enough to stop the craving. I've tried the 14. It doesn't really work. I have to use 1.5 of those. And the 21 works every time. And here's what you do. You got to shave a place off on your arm to put it. You can put it there, or you can put it on your chest. Make sure you shave it. I always shave and then use a little alcohol pad, or put some alcohol on toilet paper and wipe it off, get the oil off. Or you can put it on your butt, or you can put it on your thigh somewhere. Be forewarned, it's going to sting a little bit. And here's another little caveat that if you wear this patch at nighttime, or you decide to put it on before you go to bed, you're not going to get a good night's sleep. These things will make you have dreams or nightmares out of your mind. If I had a couple of days to just goof off, I wanted to buy some, just use what I got left and put it on before I go to bed, and then just, do a journal of what happened that night, what kind of freaky dream I had. Because if you forget, you leave it on, you're going to have freaky dreams all damn night. They could be freaky dreams, or they could be nightmares, or they could just be dreams, but you're going to dream. I mean, we all dream anyway. Everybody dreams, but the majority of us don't remember the dreams. But when you wear these, you'll remember at least the last few seconds of your dream. Before you wake up, you'll be like, what the hell was I doing standing on top of the Empire State Building? So I'm just saying, the 21 milligrams are really good for you. And when I put these things on, I normally only have to wear them for like about 3 days. And then I don't have the desire to go back to the tobacco anymore. And I end up with having many of these still in the box. With that said, having quit at least 30 times, I bought at least, I would say, 10 boxes of these things. And a box would last me about three times of quitting. So I quit, I'll be off for a couple of weeks, I'll go back to dip, and then I'll dip for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and then I'll go back to my leftover supply of these, and then I'll run out, and then I'll go back and buy another box, and then I'll quit, and I'll relapse, quit, relapse, use the patches, use them all up, and then go back and buy another box. And with that said, I bought at least 10 boxes of these patches. So I'm just letting you know, if you relapse, it's not a big deal. Relapsing is a part of any addiction whatsoever. There's no reason to get down on yourself, go, you worthless POS, man. Why can't you stay quit? I mean, don't look at yourself like that. Don't beat yourself up. It happens to everybody. Doesn't matter if it's alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, or your porn habit, or whatever it is. We relapse. But that's basically it, man. You use these things. I only use them for like a couple of days, and then I don't need them anymore. But I will say this. I am 6 weeks out of using tobacco, and every day for the past, I don't know, month, or especially at least the past 3 or 4 weeks, I have periods throughout the day where I want to break down and go buy another can of snuff. Because I still have that desire for a dip. I can tell you, benzos wrap you up in a warm fuzzy blanket. Oxycodone, 30 milligrams 4 times a day. Oh, that was so wonderful. wrap you up in a nice warm fuzzy blanket. Cigarettes, they don't know. Didn't wrap me up in a nice warm fuzzy blanket. But if you had the habit, you're smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer, those two things went together. You ate a nice big fat steak, a baked potato, cigarette afterwards, it complemented that. But I'm not having any of that right now. I'm just having periods throughout my day, and I've had a couple of periods today where, damn it, I want to dip. And there's this demon sitting on one shoulder and this angel sitting on the other, and this one is like, I don't know what kind of demon it is, but he thinks he's Bernie Sanders. He's like, hey Doug, let's go get a can of Grizzly with a Greek white cut. We'll just do a little dip, and that's all. We'll do a little pinch satisfy you, and that'll be okay. And this other little angel over here is like, we don't want to do that, Doug. This is not good for your health, and you know that. You was a med-surg nurse for 11 years. You know that this is raising your blood pressure, and it's leading to hardening the arteries, hypertension, raising your pulse rate, and this is not good for your heart. It's not good for your gums, and it's increasing your risk for cancer. Let's stop. Bernie Sanders over here. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Let's just go get a little can. We take a little dip. You ain't got to pack your lip, man. Just get a little dip. So that's basically it. But my reasons for getting off this stuff is it's not healthy. You could say it's not as bad as smoking, but in a way it probably is even worse because, like I said, when you get a dip, especially someone who's been addicted to smokeless tobacco for a long time, you don't get a little pinch and just do like the English do, put a little pinch and get a little snort. You get you a big dip and you pack that lip and you find that perfect spot and you carry that dip for a long time. And that's just a lot of nicotine that gets straight into your blood system. And so that jacks up your blood pressure to raise it 10, 20, 30 points. And it's just not good. You know, I'm 58 years old. I want to get healthy. And somewhere around March, I started toying around with the keto thing. Just slowly implemented it. And I did about keto for about 6 weeks. And I lost like 11 pounds. I was 181. I'm down right now to about 170. I've gotten as low as 164, but I got off the keto because I had to have some type of carbohydrates because I wasn't getting enough magnesium and I wasn't getting enough potassium. It's a hard diet to do, but I'm not going to knock it because it is awesome. And if you do that diet, which is its majority of your calories are coming from fat, you do that diet, you will lose weight. And you can get ripped, you can get shredded, the whole 9 yards, but it's very hard to stay on. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just keeping my carbohydrates like under 75 grams a day, or keep them as low as possible because I've omitted sugar, I've omitted white bread and stuff like that. And just by when I did the keto and no sugars whatsoever, now I just no sugar, very few carbohydrates, no white bread. I'm keeping my weight down to 169, 170, 171, and I'll go back on this keto thing again because I want to lose a hell of a lot more weight because, you know, maybe a little guy, but there's an awful lot of fat that I'm carrying. And, you know, where's your fat at? It's not down here, but look, that's fat. That's fat. 30% at least fat. I want to get under 10%. That's another thing. But the thing about it is I'm 58 years old. I have a background in nursing. I know about health. And it just seems to me to be dumb to continue this habit of dipping snuff and putting my health in jeopardy. I've already done a lot of damage to my gums and my teeth. And why just keep going on? Why keep doing this? But the little Bernie Sanders on my shoulders like, don't listen to that shit, man. You don't have to sit there and rationalize everything out. Just take your big fat dip. Let's get happy. And it's not going to be such a big damn deal now, Doug. We don't have to sit there and psychoanalyze everything we're doing, you know. Anyway, people, that's basically it. If you have any questions about how to taper off or quit smokeless tobacco, or I didn't cover something, or something else, just drop a comment in the comment section and get back to me. Or if you want to get in contact with me, I'm etexzan@gmail.com. A lot of people write me. Oh shit. A lot of people write me about my benzo taper and my opioid taper, and it's this: etexzan@gmail.com. etexzan. Get in contact with me, and I'll answer your questions. If your question or your comment is like something you really can't address in the question and comment section, once again, I do have videos on how to withdraw from opioids. I was a 20-year opioid addict, and I used tramadol to get off oxycodone 30 milligrams 4 times a day, and I did it in less than a week, and I walked away from that smelling like a rose. I was addicted, even more so addicted to benzodiazepines. I've been on Xanax 1 milligram, Xanax 3 milligrams, extended release, Ativan 2 milligrams 3 times a day, and then Klonopin 2 milligrams twice a day. I have been on some heavy duty mega doses of benzos, and like I said, man, I've had periods in my life where I want to crawl up like a little baby, and I did, and I cried, and I bawled, I can't quit taking these damn benzos. I'm gonna be in it for the rest of my life, you know, and it sucked. But I came up with a taper. It's a microdose taper, and it's called the 45-day benzo taper. Now, it doesn't have to be 45 days for you. It can be shorter, it can be longer. But anyway, if you got a benzo addiction, if you got narcotic addiction, go to my channel, subscribe, and look for the videos. And if you have any questions, drop a comment or shoot me an email. I do appreciate you guys watching this video, and if it helped you out, share this with other people who got an addiction to smokeless tobacco. Thanks for watching.